You know what's crazy? The moment you stop chasing a narcissist, that's when they start panicking. Not because they love you, not because they finally woke up, but because they can feel control slipping out of their hands. For so long, they had you overthinking, checking your phone, replaying every conversation, and wondering what you did wrong. They were stealing your peace while acting like you were the problem. And most people will tell you to just ignore them, just move on, just stay quiet. Wrong. That's not enough. Because narcissists do not panic when you argue with them. They panic when they realize they can no longer control your attention. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 real reasons narcissists panic the moment you stop chasing them. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to take your power back, without drama, without begging, and without explaining yourself ever again. Stay until the end. Because number 5 is the one that hits them the hardest. I know this pattern because I lived it. I used to think if I just loved harder, explained better, and stayed patient, things would finally calm down. They didn't. It only made me more exhausted. I remember sitting there late at night, staring at my phone, rewriting messages to someone who clearly enjoyed keeping me confused. Then one day I stopped. No big speech, no emotional goodbye, I just stopped feeding the game. And once I saw what happened next, everything changed. So today I'm breaking this down for you. The first reason they panic is simple. You broke the leash. Most people think narcissists want love. No. They want control. They want to know they can pull away and you will come running after them. They want proof that your emotions still belong to them. Picture this. They ignore your message. They go cold for hours, maybe days. Then they post online like everything is normal. Usually, that would make you crack. You would send the second text. You would ask, did I do something wrong? You would chase, and that is exactly what they want. Because the moment you chase, they know the leash is still on. But when you stop, when you say nothing, when you let their silence sit there with no reaction, that is when panic starts. Here's what's really happening in their head. They are checking whether they still have access to your nervous system. This is a classic manipulator move. They create distance just to see if you will run after them. And here's the crazy part. The moment you don't, they feel the loss instantly. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly. I'm not doing this anymore. That's it. No explanation, no long speech, just those words. And if they keep testing you after that, say nothing. Let the silence do the heavy lifting. But wait until you hear the next one. The second reason they panic is because your silence becomes a mirror. And narcissists hate mirrors. Most people miss this. When you react emotionally, you actually protect them. You keep the spotlight on your pain, not on their behavior. But when you stop reacting, they are left alone with themselves. And they can't stand that. Picture this. You're at a family dinner, or maybe at work. They throw one of those slick little comments at you. Something like, you're too sensitive. Or, wow, you really can't take a joke. Usually, you would defend yourself. You would explain. You would try to prove you're not the problem. But this time, you don't. You just look at them, calm, blank, unbothered. Then you move on. Now the room feels different. Because without your reaction, their ugly behavior becomes obvious. That is the mirror, and they hate what it shows. Here's what's really happening in their head. Their power depends on getting you emotionally hooked. If you stay calm, they feel exposed. This is not confidence on their part. It is fear. Fear of being seen clearly. Fear of losing their image. Fear of being ordinary without the chaos they create. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly, noted. That's it. No explanation, no long speech, just that one word. Or, if words are not needed, do this. Keep your face blank. Count to 3 in your head. 1, 2, 3. Then look away. That silent move is dangerous to a narcissist because it shows them they no longer control the emotional temperature. And here's where it gets interesting. The third reason they panic is because you cut off their supply. This is huge. Narcissists feed on emotional energy. They don't care if it's love, anger, sadness, panic, jealousy, or confusion. To them, attention is oxygen. Your reaction is fuel. Most people think no contact is about punishment. Wrong. It's about starvation. Picture this. Your phone lights up after days of silence. They send something designed to poke you. Maybe it says, wow, so you're really done over something this small. Or, I guess I never mattered to you. That message is bait. It's not vulnerability. It's a hook. It's designed to drag you back into proving yourself. I learned this the hard way. I once spent months trying to explain my loyalty to someone who kept changing the rules. If I replied fast, I was needy. If I replied late, I was cold. If I stayed calm, I was accused of not caring. Every path led to another trap. Then one day, I almost sent a huge message explaining everything. 5 paragraphs, maybe more. But instead, I deleted it. I put the phone down, and I walked away. The next morning, 3 messages, a missed call, then a fake emergency. That was the moment I understood what was really going on. I was not dealing with love. I was dealing with an energy vampire. That's what I call someone who drains your peace and calls it connection. Here's what's really happening in their head. When you stop feeding them emotion, their fake sense of power starts collapsing. They panic because they confuse access with worth. If they can't pull a reaction out of you, they feel small. And here's the crazy part. Sometimes they create even more drama just to prove they can still get to you. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly, "I'm unavailable for this." That's it. No explanation, no long speech, just those words. And if you don't owe them a response at all, then give them the strongest answer possible. Nothing. No text, no call, no reaction. Boom. The fourth reason they panic is because your withdrawal destroys their status. A narcissist doesn't just want your attention. They want the position they had in your life. They want to feel important, powerful, chosen, even while disrespecting you. Most people never see this part. The chase itself becomes their trophy. Picture this. An ex who treated you badly suddenly starts watching all your stories the second you stop reaching out. Or a toxic coworker who always talked over you suddenly acts weird when you stop trying to win their approval. They don't actually miss your heart. They miss their seat. They miss being the one who could affect your mood. They miss being the center of your emotional world. And once that seat is gone, they feel the drop. Fast. Here's what's really happening in their head. This is insecurity dressed up like superiority. They act bigger than you because deep down, they are terrified of becoming irrelevant. Your silence strips away the costume. Now they are not special. They are just another person who lost access to someone real. And that burns. Especially when you look calmer, stronger, lighter. Because now other people notice too. Respect is visible, and narcissists know it. That's why they often come back right when you start healing. Not out of love, out of fear. Fear that your peace exposes how toxic they really were. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly, "You can think that." That's it. No explanation, no long speech, just those words. Then go back to your life. No debate, no defense, no emotional performance. A calm person is very hard to control. But that's nothing compared to the last one. The fifth reason they panic is the most powerful one of all. The door stays closed. Not slammed, not kicked, just closed. This is where real panic turns into regret. Most people think narcissists are afraid of losing you in the moment. Sometimes. But the deeper fear is realizing the old version of you is gone for good. The version that used to beg. The version that used to explain. The version that used to reopen the wound every time they came back with breadcrumbs. Picture this. Weeks go by, maybe months. Then out of nowhere, they send a message. "Hope you're doing well." Or, "I had a dream about you." Or maybe they ask for some tiny favor. It looks innocent. But it's not. It's a test. They're checking if the old door still opens. Before, that tiny bit of attention would have pulled you right back in. But now, you see it for what it is. Breadcrumbs. Little pieces of fake warmth thrown at you to see if you're still hungry enough to follow. And this time, you don't. You leave the door closed. That's when panic hits hard. Because here's what's really happening in their head. For the first time, they cannot reach the version of you that used to rescue them from their own emptiness. They thought you would always be there, always available, always soft enough to let them back in. When that fantasy dies, their control dies with it. And here's the crazy part. They don't just lose access to you. They lose the story they told themselves. The story that they could always get you back. That story was their safety blanket. Without it, they feel exposed. So what do you say? Simple. Say exactly. No second chances. That's it. No explanation. No long speech. Just those words. Or better yet, say nothing at all. Let your consistency say it for you. Because silence backed by action is final. And that is what they fear most. Here's the real truth behind all of this. When narcissists panic after you stop chasing them, it is not because they suddenly realized your value. It is because your silence exposes their weakness. Every game they played, every hot and cold message, every toxic test, every jealous little move. It all says more about their fear than about your worth. They need confusion. They need access. They need you spinning in circles. Because a person with peace, boundaries, and self-respect is dangerous to a narcissist. But here's the plot twist. By the time you truly master this, you won't even care whether they panic anymore. That's real power, not making them regret losing you. Outgrowing the need to watch them regret it, you were not too much. You were just giving your energy to someone too insecure to value it. And once you understand that, everything changes. You stop chasing closure. You stop begging to be understood. You stop trying to earn respect from someone committed to disrespecting you. They didn't lose someone ordinary. They lost someone who was willing to fight for them. That's rare. Pick one of these 5 things. Just one. Try it this week. Then come back and tell me in the comments which one have you experienced the most and which one are you trying first. And if this helped you see something clearly, hit that subscribe button. One click. That's all I'm asking. And at the end of next week's video, I'll be giving a shout out to one subscriber. Could be you. Now go out there and protect your peace. Nobody else will do it for you.